Alright guys, I'm going to build a TRX-4 unassembled kit. I'm going to start out with part 1. I'm going to do the transmission. We'll start out with some 5x11x4mm bearings. I'm going to put those in both sides of the case on this side here, and then start installing some of the shafts and gears. Start out with the input shaft. It's got an 18T input gear and a 2.9x8 pin. Stick in the second hole there and then slide your gear on. Next up, there will be a short input spacer that goes on there also. We'll go ahead and put just a small amount of grease. I just barely dotted grease around this. You don't want to get too much because you'll get buildup. It starts causing binding issues. But next is the output shaft with another 2x9.8 pin and the single speed gear put on there. And it also has a spacer that goes on. Once again, just a little bit of grease on it. We'll go ahead and start sticking these in the case. Next, take the other half of the case and get the bearings stuck in it. Same 5x11x4 batteries. Slide the two cases together. Pretty easy. You gotta wiggle a little bit, but it'll go together easy. Then you want to put your 2.5x8mm cap screws in the case. Start building some of the shafts here. You got a long shaft assembly and a short shaft assembly. We're going to start out with the long one. Be sure you put your PTFE washer on there. Go light on the grease. Remember, I may almost have too much here. Build our next shorter shaft here. Same pin. Slide your gear on. And I forgot my PTFE washer. Be sure you put that on there. I did come back and get that before I had the case all the way put together. Give everything a spin, make sure it works. We'll go ahead and install the bearings. Same 5x11x4 bearings in this end case piece. And then it's got some 2.5x8mm screws that hold it together also. We pretty well got a built transmission there, but we're going to go ahead and get the slipper assembly put on here. We'll start out with the first washer that goes to it. Slip it on. Take our spur gear and put the first friction disc on it. We pull the backing off of the adhesive on one side. Sorry about getting a little frame off of the frame there. I'll try to do better from now on. But stuck the spur gear on. Put the next friction disc on. This is really about winding up our build on the transmission. Went together real easy. Just be sure you get those parts the first time so you don't have to take it back apart. But there's that friction disc. Go ahead and add our next washer. Next up, there are some spring washers that come up to help to hold tension on this, and you want to be sure to get those oriented the right way. That way the concave parts go together to get the spring effect from it. But I'll fumble around with these for a second and get them pretty close to right. Get them stuck on there, and then you'll follow that with a flat washer. And finally there will be a nylock nut on there. Tighten that down. We'll wait till we're in the truck to do a full tighten on it, but we'll get it all put together. And that's pretty well the build, guys. Be sure and subscribe so you can see the rest of the assembly. And check it out when we get out and test drive it and everything. But thanks for watching. That's what we got for today. We'll see you next time.